My father left us. I wanted to find him. I wanted him to be a part of my life, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't get through to him. My father and I weren't really close. Not the way I wanted to. He worked, he provided for the family, but what I really needed, I didn't get. I didn't have this relationship with my father. My father was a believer. He would come home, and there was this distance. My father is dead now. The last 2 years of his life, we didn't talk. Before his death, he called me. We talked for 5 minutes. For some reason, I kept reminiscing about him all the time. Frankly speaking, I do miss him. I've used drugs for about 10 years, ever since I was about 20 years old. My daughter, who was 10 at the time, didn't want to know me as a father. She was ashamed of me. I was horrified. I'm 43 years old, and I've spent 20 years in prison. I've used all kinds of drugs. I thought I was strong, but the drug turned out to be stronger. I spent in prison the best years of my life. Alcoholism, drugs. I've served 4 sentences in prison. Not once have I heard from anyone that I could live a different life. There was no such people around. I've been through humiliation, shame, degradation. At some point, I would lift my arms, but I'm so tired, I don't mind kicking the bucket. I wore everybody down. I'm a burden to my family and friends. My friends turned their backs on me. I began to steal. Drugs evened out all the sharp edges in my relationship with my wife and parents. They made my insecurities disappear. What I felt on the inside, and all the way it showed on the outside, bothered everyone around me. Year after year, everything was falling apart. Decade after decade. Pretty much 27 years. All in all, I was addicted to drugs for 18 years. I have served 4 convictions. My life was a mess. I always had a bag packed and ready, in case I had to go to jail. When I finally got my freedom back, I realized that I didn't fit. Deep down in my heart, I longed to have a family and home. I had a family, I was married, I have a daughter. My dream was to become a hockey player. I came to the point when I found myself in this abyss, and there was no one to turn to. Everybody gave me the cold shoulder, even the friends I had left. When you're looking for a way out, and bam, a ray of hope. Roshan became this ray of hope for me. I simply cannot put this in words. It was a miracle for me. My mom came to God and started praying for me. I dialed the number and I said, "I need Nadia," as if they waited for my call. There was a festive dinner, meat with cheese. This memory is so vivid. A piece of ice I had, instead of a heart, began to thaw. Nadia prayed for me when the tragic accident happened to my mom. Nadia helped us a lot. She brought us something to eat. She helped in a very tangible way. Kind words felt like a slap in the face, but actions made all the difference in the world. She was bringing stuff to messed up people like us. I called and they told me they had been waiting for me. On my way there, I couldn't have been happier, though I had no idea what kind of place I was going to. Petrovskoye is a special place. There's a special atmosphere, meant for cultivating personal responsibility. It has played a major role in my life. The way people treated me there made me to never want to let them down. I started looking inside myself, and I realized what I was filled with. And the most hard and laborious process is self-improvement. The spiritual part was very puzzling for me. Moreover, the fact that we were part of a Jewish congregation didn't make things clear at all. I think I even used to be an anti-Semite. I finally found salvation, freedom from drugs and iniquities. I found my spiritual family. I got married 3 years ago. I have a job now and a ministry. I have many friends from many cities and countries. My life is filled. Lots of plans, good ideas, meaning I have all I need to live for. Rehab Center is a perfect setting. God is moving 24 hours a day. The Lord is touching. He's moving in a truly supernatural way here. We witness miracles in people's lives, miracles of healing, deliverances. The most important thing for me right now is to patch things up with my daughter, because after all these years, she's a bit out of the picture. First, I experienced the healing in my back. I had a hernia, and all of a sudden, I could get up. I could even put on my socks. Later, I began to experience God. Former addicts are not capable of living life without God. I don't know a single person who's left rehab who's been able to live life undisturbed. Only God can set us free. Nothing else. Nothing gives you freedom that God gives. You make a decision, and God comes and gives you the strength to overcome everything. God is a miracle-working God. He can even restore relationships. God fills that void that you have in your life, that void that leads to drugs, prison, and everything else. I've started reading my Bible recently. I don't understand everything yet. Every single day is like a victory over myself, over my fears. I saw the love and the care of the people here. People were a part of the atmosphere I was placed into. This atmosphere has begun to soften my heart. For many of us, to see the change in their life, that's like a miracle for us. The relationships with my wife, my child, my parents, they began to heal. Even though there was a time when they nearly gave up on me, my wife was even about to leave me. The way I view things, my values, have undergone dramatic changes right here in this place. Thanks to the center, I've found friends who love me unconditionally. I have goals in life. My desire is now to help the needy ones. We call this place a workshop of God, where God begins to mend each and every one, broken in His own way. Without love, I think, nothing's going to work.